Okay, I got. Let me tell this true story real quick, and you'll know this. I think Angel, I think you were a sponsor on this show.
Okay.
So I was working at the radio station, and Ham was bringing in Tech N9ne for the first time, 2010. He was bringing in Tech N9ne. Now here's the thing. Hey, this was 10 years ago. Nobody's that was working for the city at that time is working now. Please don't take any offense to what I'm about to say, but it is all a true story. The thing is, so here's what happened. We get Tech N9ne, right? And we don't have a venue big enough to hold them because the Lincoln wasn't a venue yet, right? And the Civic Center, you don't want to have everybody sitting down during Tech N9ne. So the thing was, we were like, what are we going to do? The only venue big enough was the Cheyenne Ice and Event Center, right? That was the only venue. So we reserved it and we got it. Everything's good. We got word from the city that they were like, they literally said the words, we don't want Tech N9ne to come. We're not allowing this. And they literally said, their reasons were, they gave us a list of reasons. Here was the list of reasons. Number one, they said he talked about marijuana. That was one thing that they didn't like about it. Okay. Two, they said that he was named after a gun. And that made them uncomfortable. And number three, they said that they were worried it was going to incite violence. So here's what happened. Hamilton and I went to the mayor himself, right? Nice. And here's the funny thing about being in Cheyenne is anywhere else you'd think that's impressive. We literally walked into the mayor's office. He was eating Subway. And this was, I don't remember do you remember the mayor in 2010?
Yeah, it was Kaysen.
It was Kaysen, yeah. But anyway, the thing was we walked in, he's like eating Subway, and we're like, can we talk to you? And he's like, sure, have a seat. Yeah, why not? So we sit down, we say, hey, here's the thing. Here's the list you gave, but here was our rebuttal. Said, number one, you said he talks about marijuana. Well, guess what? You know who's been to Cheyenne Frontier Days a bunch? Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson is the only dude on earth who can outsmoke Snoop Dogg. Okay? So, and this dude's been arrested for having marijuana. So I don't really think that's a real problem. Number two, you say that he's named after a gun, Tech N9ne. We had the newspaper. You're like, at the Ice and Event Center, you had the Cheyenne Gun Show. Whoa. And the label for the Cheyenne Gun Show was, the Cheyenne Gun Show will blow you away, with a picture of an AK-47.
Shout out to our Second Amendment.
Yes.
Shout out to our Second Amendment.
And then third, we were like, you said it's going to incite violence. You have MMA matches here. They were doing, where people are getting paid to fight each other. And look, and here's the thing. This was in Kaysen's defense. I actually became a fan of him. He sat down and he went like this. He went, boys, because we were boys at the time. I mean, we were like young. I was 21 years old. He goes, boys, listen. I appreciate everything you're saying, and I agree with you. He's like, you know the problem, though? He said, the problem is I'm a mayor, and my boss are the people who vote for me, okay? And he's like, you know who vote for me in this town? Old people. That's old people are the ones who give me my job. And so the thing is, he's like, if younger people like you would actually go out and vote and have a say in getting me in my position, then I would owe you guys something. But he's like, the truth is, you guys don't vote for me. So if I make you happy, but I make the old people upset, they're the ones who tell me I don't get a job next time around. And he's like, so if you really want cool stuff to start happening in the town, you need to tell kids your age who are interested in it to get out and vote so that we can do this. And I'm not kidding. His level of transparency when he said that, I was like, holy shit, you are right. And the thing was, he was cool though. He was cool in that he was like, he went in and he was like, let him have the show. Let him have the show. And so we got to bring Tech N9ne in. It was a great show and all this stuff. But the point that he made was, it was so good. He was like, we always complain from anybody between 18 and like 40 that like this town does nothing, but the old people are super satisfied, and it's because they're the ones who put the politicians in.
Yeah, that's such a bullshit answer he gave you.
Really?
But, I mean, no. I mean, honestly, like,
I was just about to ask, Richard, what do you think about that? Go ahead.
It's all right. I mean, yeah, he
Explain.
said, but no, at the end of the day, though, I like what Dom's saying about that story, because that's another reason for WyOriginal, right? We want to have this
Absolutely.
voice. We want to give our youth and our people out there that want more to happen to start getting involved in these conversations and go vote. That's how we pass the baton, right? That's what we was talking about,
Right.
passing this baton so that we can have these opportunities, have these platforms elevate to heights that we know they can because we're with each other. Our community is coming closer together. So that's a great story, and I guess that was an amazing jewel he dropped.